Hi everyone, I am back from Mexico and I'm going to do a little bit of a flip through for you from my sketchbooks that I took with me. Um, Excuse the hat head. It is freezing here in Toronto and some crazy things have just happened. A plane flipped on its back landing at Pearson Airport. So that's all what we're hearing on the news right now, which isn't so good, but everyone seems to be okay, so that's great. Um, anyway, let's get through to the sketchbook and a little bit of a chat about what a fabulous time we had. So I'm going to spotlight. Welcome. If you don't know who I am, I'm Charlotta Hamilton, and we just went to Oaxaca on a retreat, and then I continued my journey to San Miguel de Allende, um, to spend time with some friends there as well for a week. So it's kind of like a two-part sketchbook, but a little bit has been mixed up. So I will also talk about materials that I used and the sketchbook that I used, which actually I can't get anymore, but it's the origami. And so if I go here, I was just making sure that I didn't have my phone number in here. I've done that many times where I've had my phone number in place. Don't go looking for it. So Origami is the company, and this has been one of my favorite sketchbooks. And in the back, there is a pocket where you can put papers and everything. So that was really great to put like little tickets and receipts and everything. So before we left for our retreat, our group got together in a couple of Zooms and we decorated our sketchbooks. I suggested that everybody get one of these because it's great because it lies completely flat and it's good for sketching because it's hardback. So when you're out and about, you can just sit it on your lap and it's really great for that. So on the back, I put San Miguel de Allende, and on the front, I said Oaxaca. And we prepped some pages. So when I say prep some pages, I mean we did some scraping of colors and thinking about colors that we were going to use whilst we were in these locations in Mexico. So I will just do a quick flip through. This was a page that I did prior to leaving. It was the main church of San Miguel de Allende. Not San Miguel de Allende. I have to find the church name, and I should have written it down. I think maybe it is San Miguel. No, I don't think it is, but we'll double check on that. So it's not in order of the excursions that we did, but we went to Mitla, which is a Zapotec site one day, and I sat and drew from life, and it really didn't turn out. So I just flipped the page. And then when I came back, I looked at the vegetation that was around Mitla and the designs, and I put them in afterwards. This also was a sketch that I started whilst we were in Oaxaca and I didn't get to finish. So I finished this one as well. Actually, I finished this one while I was on my second part of the trip. This one is markers and a bit of a prepped page, and then some more markers and some of these, which Gail Kebaka, if you don't follow her, I will put the link in of all the people who are here on Substack. She told me about these. They're called grabby acrylic markers. So I did get myself a set when I came back. And so I worked a little bit over the top of these. The different vegetation is so pretty as well. And with this one, there's a lot of marker, Neocolor, yeah, and black pen. I did have the Stabilo, was it the Stabilo pen that was my favorite? I will put that also in below so that you can see which one I used a lot of the times for drawing my pen continuous line drawings. This was a quick sketch. We were drawing live. The first day that we got there, we all went into town, the ones that were there already, and we did some live drawing. And this one was actually, we went to the aqueduct one morning in Oaxaca and we were drawing each other. So there was a quick sketch underneath here. And then I went in with some fun colors and just added pattern. And so it's not true to life and true to color and more true to form, yes, but not to color. So these are just really playful. Sometimes I take a line drawing and work through it with color and pattern. This was from life. The hotel that we stayed at had a beautiful pool. And these were my little snippets. It's something that I have been doing more of since I started the Visual Arts Passage gallery style program. And I have been pushed to work on small thumbnails so that if I want to work big, I can work big. And they encourage you to do this so that you're not spending time working on picture making in large format and work on it small, and then you can enlarge the small. This was our group while we were there. Fantastic group. Some people you may know from this group. And this was also down by the pool. This was a from life drawing as well. This was from the aqueduct. This was from Monte Alban, such an amazing, amazing trip. Actually, I'm in talks with Trova Trip. I am going to do an exclusive trip next year as well at the end of January. And there will only be 12 spots. This year there was a lot more spots open. They didn't get filled, but there is only going to be 12 spots next year because I don't want more than 12 people coming. So I still have some pages. So if you want to get on the list, like either DM me so I can send you the link, or yeah, I think that's probably the best. If you're interested, let me know. We had an archaeological guide with us when we went to Monte Alban, which was absolutely incredible. And I hope this would happen next year as well. I'm going to request for the same guides as well, because they were so knowledgeable and so passionate also about the place, which was great. This was El Tule tree. I haven't written that on. I've got to go through my sketchbook. I only came back last week and it's kind of been like a whirlwind. This was the tomb, and it's a very famous tomb in Monte Alban that you can actually walk down into. This was skipping forward to San Miguel de Allende. I had prepped a page with some little vignettes on already, and this really helped. And they were drawn from life. So we sat up on a terrace cafe in or restaurant, and we drew from life. So that was really great practice. And as you can see, I haven't finished this page and I haven't finished this page, but I wanted to show you because I know that if I don't show you right now, I know it's going to get really busy. I've got a portrait class coming up this week, and so I am busy prepping for that. This was drawing on the bus as we were going to some of these Zapotec sites, and I was really just looking at the silhouette of the mountains, and then I looked at, you know, the different shapes of the trees and vegetation that there was, and I really like how both of these turned out. I think it worked. It didn't overwhelm me. Like I was just looking at, oh look, those leaves are falling downwards, and that tree kind of like goes up and to the right and is a little bit more solid in the middle. And yeah, so that was interesting to do. This was at Mitla. So this was the same view that I had when I was doing this one, but we only had 10 minutes. So I started on this one, didn't like what I had, and then I went over to here and did another quick one. So this was probably only a quick 5 minutes. I do have photos, luckily, but it's still nice to draw outside. Another page that I have to finish. I think this was the first time that we went to La Cosecha, which is an outdoor organic market fantastic because it really does cater for everyone, whether you're a vegetarian, vegan, or if you like fish. And there's meat as well. Lots of different things to drink, and there are sweets, and there's hot chocolate, coffee, anything that you could want. This was at breakfast. The hotel served incredible breakfast. We were so lucky. And this was another on the way to Monte Alban, so in the bus as we were driving there. This was our archaeological guide, Julio, and he really was extremely knowledgeable. So happy that we had him as our guide. This was from a plant. It's called the chicolote, and it looks like a thistle. And he said, you know, before there were paints, they would use plants to make pictures, and so he just broke it and did this beautiful the sun with the 4 points of the compass on it. This was just a fun page. I was trying some paints out, and I can't remember the name of those paints, but I will get them also for you. This page I need to rework. I wasn't happy with it, so I'm not going to turn it around for you. And this is also a dule tree. It was huge, massive, really impossible to draw when you were sitting there. I think I took a lot of photos, so I may try and draw it again. It does need to have a lot of time and respect because it is over 2,000 years old. So here is a drawing that we were sitting up having our mezcalitas. We were waiting for Maria to show up, but that was Gorica and Michelle, I think. And they were so pretty, and it was such a lovely evening. This was after one of our trips. This was just a playful page with neo colors. And this was when we went to Casa Viviana. It's actually Viviana with a V, not Viviana. But you say Viviana because you pronounce the B like a V. She has been making candle flowers since she was 10 years old with her grandma. And I wrote and really a little note in my notes while I was there just to remember the story. But it was really lovely. The story was great. And if we go back, I want to take you all to Casa Viviana again because she was wonderful. This was just playing around. Really, I think I had the arch in the door and I started to put some color and a lot of pattern in, and it got a bit crazy, but it was fun to do. This was from our drawing session. Our paid subscribers come to drawing sessions 2 or 3 times a month. We had 2 this past weekend, and we worked on Oaxaca images and San Miguel images. So in this book, I've been filling that up as well with Oaxaca and San Miguel images. So these are some of those from our drawing sessions. Please feel free to join our paid subscribers. It's a lot of fun, and we get to draw and chat together and talk about art supplies and travels and food and everything really. So these were also from our drawing sessions. These I haven't finished. This is just me prepping pages. This was from San Miguel de Allende. It was a little market stall. And then they had these gorgeous bright green, like this exact green taxis in San Miguel de Allende. So I really wanted to draw one of those. This was from our Oaxaca meet that we just had this past, and I'm going from photos. So when we have these kind of meets, I do provide photos, or you can work from your own if you have your own. So here I'm in San Miguel de Allende and I'm sketching Gail Quebeca. And we were on a rooftop terrace, but she was sitting and drawing. And this page was already prepped with this gray. And then I had white at the top. So I thought, oh, I'll sketch her in pink and then put a background. These were part of our group from the San Miguel trip. Michelle Allen, Marigoda, Jennifer, August Wren, and Laurie Siebert. You probably know them, but I will link them below as well. The first day we were in San Miguel de Allende, like the first full day, we were down in town and we got gorditas to eat. Gordita is like a memela or like a tortilla, but fatter. And they put cheese in, or you don't have to have cheese. Then they put it on the hot plate, they squish it down, and then they cook it either side, open it up, and then they have toppings that you can put in. Sometimes they're with meat, sometimes they're with soy protein, sometimes it's just vegetables. And then they put them in, and it's like a gordita means a little fat one because it gets really plump with all the stuffing, but it's really tasty and really great. Another page I still have to work on. This page was funny because there was a tree, and underneath the big tree there was a bench, and there was somebody getting their shoes shined, and I thought, oh, this fits perfectly here. So that page kind of was there for this. What's on the table at the time? I think we were morning sketching. Sometimes this happens. My sketchbook just happens to turn upside down. This was also in the main square in San Miguel de Allende. And this one as well, a very quick 10-minute quick sketch. And then let's get back to right side up. Every morning we woke up really early. There's always an early crew in our groups. In Oaxaca there was an early crew, and in San Miguel there was an early crew. And we would outsource our favorite coffee shops throughout the week. We knew which ones to go to earlier in the morning, the ones that were open early in the morning. So we usually got down to Uno Tres Cafe in San Miguel de Allende at 7:30 and had a really good coffee. So that was Sam and Michelle. And then while we were there, actually, when the day after we arrived, Gail and Jennifer said, oh, we went out to eat something, or we went out to get a coffee, and there was somebody playing a guitar. And they spoke to him and said, would you be interested in coming to our Airbnb and sitting and playing while we sketched you? So that's what he did. So this was just from the session where he was sitting and we were drawing while he was playing. And this was also my view of everybody sketching. That's Mokshini, Jennifer, Gail, Sam, Laurie, Maru, and Michelle, and the guitarist. This was from this last weekend where we had the meet. Oh, and this was really interesting. We went to a textile house that dyed their own wool and wove these beautiful, beautiful textiles, carpets, rugs. And one of the dyes they showed us, which was, all the dyes were natural, but one of the dyes, which was really interesting, was pomegranate seed and limestone chalk. So this was the color. It's like a turquoise. It's the most pretty turquoise ever. And that's what happens to a pomegranate seed when you put lime chalk on the pomegranate seed and you squish it down. And this beautiful purple is made by the cochinilla, which is a little bug, excuse me, the little bug that grows on the napoles, which is the, we call it the, what do we call it? Not the Sharon fruit. It's the cactus fruit. Basically, it's the cactus. It's this cactus. Anyway, there are little bugs that grow on the cactus, and they make this color when you put in the limestone. But on their own, they make a beautiful carmine color, probably similar to this. So it really does change. This was just an exercise I was doing this morning. I was looking at photos and seeing the size and relationship and percentage of colors in that photo. We've done this before in a lot of my classes, and it's a fun exercise just to, it's like a meditation, which I love. And these are some of my images that I will be using for future paintings. And these are some of the traditional foods that we had. We had pandayema, the fruit, like they have a lot of papaya, chapulines, which are the crickets, memelas, which are the little tortillas, a little bit fatter, tacos, telayudas, which are the big taco, and they put beans on, and quesillo, which is the Oaxacan cheese, and zucchini flowers, tamales. Fruit is sold also in cups, and also the chocolate, hot chocolate, is very traditional from there. And this was just me playing around with the colors that I was bringing with me. So that was my first sketchbook. And the second one, I took a light one with me so that this heavier one I didn't have to carry in the evening. And I also used the lighter one on the airplane. So on the way down, I watched Las Niñas Bien, which was a Spanish movie, to get my ears used to the Spanish language or Mexican language. It was great. And then the new Frida movie I watched as well. So I would sketch and pause. So I'm sure a lot of you do that, but it's on the plane, it's nice because if you have a long flight, you can just pause it and then do some sketching. When I got to Mexico airport, luckily I was flying with a friend, Gorika, who was coming down with me. And as soon as we got there, Jolene from our group, she was there. So we sat, got some food, and sat and did some people drawing, people sketching, which is always fun. And doing continuous line really, really, really helps. Lou was there in the evening when, or was she there in the evening? Yes, she was there in the evening when we got to Oaxaca, and that's Gorica as well. And this was our first breakfast. So I took this down at breakfast, the sketchbook. And I will tell you what pen this is that I have been using. It's up in my pencil case upstairs, of course, and I don't have it down here. This was at La Cosecha as well. We went for a second trip there. Our last day, we went there. And this was in San Miguel. This was in one of the coffee shops in the morning. They had a lot of greenery and a lot of chairs around. I don't know why I skipped a page. And this was also in the little coffee shop in San Miguel de Allende. It's called Cafe. And somebody was very inspired by Swedish pastries. She'd been over to Sweden, and she took a lot of recipes back from there. So lots of buns with cardamom. This was also, I think, one morning, a few non-early birders came out and they came and sketched with us, which was really lovely. So we did some portraits of them. And again, we were at Cafe. This guy actually came past and he saw my drawing, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, but actually I think it looked like him, but don't tell him. And this little puggy, he was kept going round and round the chair and getting all tied up underneath his owner's chair. And I think that's it for that one. While I was there, I wanted to buy some paper and just make a sketchbook. So that's what I did. And again, it was great to just take this instead of the big one. And we did some coffee sketches, coffee morning sketches. Also, we went up to the botanical garden in San Miguel de Allende. Please don't go to the botanical garden in San Miguel de Allende if you want to draw or if you want to take pictures, because you're not allowed apparently. So we didn't actually go in, which was for shame. This is San Miguel Angel, the church. And this was also sitting drawing. This was Jennifer and Maru. Because we couldn't get into the botanical park, Maru and I took a walk around town and we found this perfect spot. It was Hotel du Parque in San Miguel de Allende. If you ever want somewhere to go and sketch some botanical plants, this is the perfect place. So we went there. Another Norte Una Tres sketch. This one I haven't finished and I can see that the paint has seeped through, but that's okay. So these, I'm not sure if I will color these, but I think they're great as compositional work as well. So if I did want to use, not so much that one, but if I did want to use, say, for example, this one as a painting, or if I wanted to use this one as a painting, then I could. This was a beautiful coffee shop. It's called Kaibok. And the light in the morning was wonderful. And there was a lot of pattern and little details. And so this, I really like this image. I did also take a photo of this corner. So I may not, like if I was going to do a painting, maybe I would crop it like this. Sometimes when you're out sketching, you crop things a little bit different, like his feet got cropped off. This is Carlos. We met him in a coffee shop and he said he was playing the saxophone. So we went to watch him and sketch him one morning. And these are some of the traditional cups that were in our house that we were renting. And a lovely wall that we passed by daily. These are just me playing around, just remembering like contrasts, and I didn't really look at a photo, so I have to go back. But oh, maybe I don't. Maybe I just play around with, I knew that there were pebbles and cobblestones. Definitely bring really good shoes for walking if you do go to San Miguel de Allende. And I haven't put all the details on the windows, so maybe I'll do that. Another coffee sketch, another coffee sketch. And this was also just it was a postcard that Sam had given us all. And I may just send that back to Sam because I think she'll like it. And that's it. My trip to San Miguel de Allende and Oaxaca. So if you're interested in coming to Mexico with me next year, please just DM me because I think those spots are going to go really fast. A lot of people were really interested. And go back into my Instagram and look at my reels. You can see all the beautiful colors from those cities. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a really good week. If you do want to join me on Wednesday, I'm starting my portrait class and we are not filled up yet. There are 4 spots left with the coupon. I think I may have to extend the coupon. If you do want it, please DM me as well. It's a 6-week course and we go through all the different mediums other than oil paint, but each week there are 2 classes, Wednesday and Thursday at 1 p.m. And you can join. If you don't join the live, you can get the replay, and we will be working on 1 portrait a class. It's going to be hard for me, but we're going to be doing lots of different exercises. We're going to be looking at color mixing. We're going to be looking at how to use different pencils. So it'll be good. It'll be a little bit slower, but it'll be very thorough and I hope you really enjoy it. So message me if you do want to join. That's on Wednesday. Take care, everybody. Bye.